Look at South America on a map, and Chile appears as a simple, flat line hugging the coast. But zoom in, and that thin border reveals itself as a vertical plunge. The drastic change in elevation from the sea to the snow-capped Andes creates a geography defined by its harshness. To survive here, biology and engineering have to bend to unforgiving rules. Take the Atacama Desert in the north. There are stretches of this landscape where weather stations have recorded decades passing without a single drop of rain. Because there is zero moisture, organic matter simply refuses to decay. When researchers started digging in these sands, they uncovered the human remains of the Chinchorro people. Tests proved these bodies are roughly 2,000 years older than the famous mummies of Egypt. The intense aridity locked the Chinchorro in time. A climate that makes daily survival incredibly difficult inadvertently created a perfect, natural time capsule. That deep stillness in the desert stops at the surface. Directly below ground, the entire length of the country sits atop highly active tectonic fault lines. In 1960, the city of Valdivia was struck by a magnitude 9.5 earthquake. It remains the most powerful seismic event ever recorded by human instruments. Entire neighborhoods collapsed into timber, and the ground physically shifted meters out of place. The government responded to the sheer scale of the destruction by implementing some of the strictest building codes on the planet. Engineers are now required to design structures that can sway, stretch, and absorb massive kinetic energy. Today, massive skyscrapers like the Gran Torre in Santiago stand directly in the shadow of the fault lines. When major tremors hit, these buildings ride out the seismic waves and remain completely intact. Constant tectonic stress forced builders to plan for the absolute worst-case scenarios. The result is a modern infrastructure engineered to withstand physical forces that would easily level other cities. Way down south, the climate pivots to freezing isolation. The civilian settlement of Villa Las Estrellas sits directly on the Antarctic continent. During the winter months, thick ice and severe storms block all transport. There are no supply drops, no flights in, and absolutely no way out for medical emergencies. If your appendix bursts during that frozen window, you will die before a surgeon can reach you. To solve this, the town enforces a strict rule. You must have your healthy appendix removed before you are allowed to live there. That extreme bodily adaptation for remote living mirrors the research happening thousands of miles back north. The lifeless stretches of the Atacama Desert are so harsh, they are practically alien. The chemical makeup of the rocky soil here is a near-perfect match for the surface of Mars. Because the environment is an exact proxy for the red planet, space agencies like NASA use this specific desert to run their prototype rovers. Before a machine is trusted in space, it has to prove it can survive Chile. Whether it's preemptive surgery for the Antarctic ice or testing robots in dead dunes, the extreme geography dictates the rules of physical survival. The ground demands adaptation, but the real reward for enduring it lies directly above. The Andes act as a towering physical wall, completely blocking moisture-heavy clouds from the east. This altitude and bone-dry air creates an atmosphere with zero optical distortion. Thanks to these pristine skies, 70% of all global astronomical observation is processed right here. International space programs have spent billions placing the world's most powerful optical telescopes alone on these desolate ridges. A country that looks like a thin thread on a map actually holds a planet's driest deserts, deepest fault lines, and clearest skies. It operates as humanity's living laboratory, pushing the limits of biology, engineering, and astronomy. From the ancient Chinchorro mummies to the surgical requirements of Antarctica, which of these geographic facts surprised you the most? Let me know in the comments. Next time, we're heading across the Pacific to map out the hidden geography of China. To make sure you don't miss it, follow Tafara Zhao, hit like, and share this video.